Good evening, Joey.
Good evening, Christine.
What are we doing?
So, I saw your Final Fantasy VII video, I saw your Genshin Impact video, and I thought that would be very fun to do with you. But I decided to pick a game that I'm knowledgeable about that I think you've only played once.
I'm going to take the wild guess here. This is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
I have. You say I've only played it once.
I think you've only played it once.
I've played the first level, and I needed help to. I think Anthony had to help me get through it because I played it on the 3DS.
Yeah.
And what I was expecting was like a platformer,
No.
like Mario.
No.
And then we were like wandering around like a city, and then I got lost, and then I had to go to a tree, and then I had to climb the tree, and then jump on stuff, and it was very hard. And then I had to fight a tree, and the tree was like, "Hey, go on your adventure now." And then I said I was done with the game, and I haven't picked it up, and it's been 4 years since then.
Jesus. Okay. Well,
It was very difficult.
Background information. You are right. That does happen. Loosely. You get the general gist. But this game was released in 97, 98 for the N64, and it is widely regarded, along with Final Fantasy VII, as one of the best games of all time. It was Legend of Zelda's first 3D game, and it is a classic, and it got many people...
Is this why everybody plays ocarinas at conventions?
Yeah, this is why.
This is why people sell ocarinas at conventions?
Mm-hmm. It's because of this game. We're kind of seeing a modern day resurgence with Breath of the Wild in terms of like how popular it was. That kind of mimics Ocarina of Time's popularity in the day when it came out.
All right.
Because it was huge. But I figured we'd go through some of the characters, see what you know, see what you don't, and hopefully you can learn a little bit about something.
All right. So can I do a little bit of a perusal through here just to get first impression? Okay, we got Link. We got 2 Links. We have 2 Zeldas. That's Zelda, right? And then we have the dude from Smash. We have a... Okay. Oh, that's the tree that I hate. That's Daisy. That's Littlefinger the elf.
Oh, Jesus.
That's... Hi there, Face here. Welcome to Nick Jr.
Jesus.
It's a horse, an owl, the Keebler elf, an orc. The thing from the blue thing from the Fifth Element, but taller. I don't know.
I'm loving these.
Princess Jasmine.
I'm loving these.
Merlinus from Fire Emblem, only with a beard, with a worse beard and a worse costume. A harp player from Smash. Ring a bell. What? Shoto Todoroki again. And Haxorus from Pokemon.
Oh my god.
All right,
Okay.
moving on.
So before we start going through the character rundown, do you want a broad stroke summary of the plot?
No, let's just go.
Okay.
Alright, so this is Young Link.
Yes.
Young Link, I know because of Smash,
Yes.
because you play Young Link in Smash.
I do.
You play all the Links in
all
Smash.
the Links.
And Peach,
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh.
He's a baby. He's a baby person.
He is a baby.
Okay, so the first level of Ocarina of Time, the only one that I have played,
yes.
we play as Young Link.
Yes. You start off as Young
Link. Why does he like to break so much stuff? Why did I have to break? Literally, I would go in and I would break all the pots and I would get all the crap and I would leave. And then I'd be like, oh, like, let me go back in there for a second. And then all the pots would be there again.
Okay, so
and then I had to go and break all the pots again.
So let me ask you, did it feel good when you broke the pots?
The first time.
So that's more of a gameplay mechanic than anything else. It's just so you can get money out of them. But
and then there's the diamonds or money, or like the rupees.
The rupees, exactly.
The Southeast Asian currency.
So the interesting thing about Link is Unless it's stated otherwise, it's always a different Link for every single game.
Like Anna.
Yeah.
In like Fire Emblem's Anna, or apparently Sid from Final Fantasy
Yep.
VII. Anthony, I learned something. You explained Final Fantasy VII to me for over an hour, and I learned that Sid is different no matter what.
There are some Links that are in the sequels that are the same version of the character, but unless it's directly stated as a sequel, you can assume you're playing as a different Link every time. Link, however, is a reincarnation. So it's the same character, he has a lot of the same traits, even if he's a different person. He usually embodies the virtue of courage, and he's usually known for being a sleepyhead.
There's it's courage and wisdom and power.
Yes.
Okay, the reason why I know this is because there is an Achievement Hunter Minecraft Let's Play called I forgot what it's called, but it's the one where there's 3 players and you have to go through the maze, and you have to like it's like a maze thing. I think it was like they were trying to make a co-op game in there, and somebody made like a game of it. I think what was it called? I don't remember.
I mean, I don't
remember what it was called, but at the end there's like a boss sort of maze where there's power, where you have to go in and jump on a bunch of pressure plates and get there really fast and hit the right doors.
Got it.
And then wisdom is you have the map, which the wisdom would tell the power person to jump through which hole and which door. And then courage would be the one actually running the maze.
Right.
And it was really, really interesting. I need to find the title of that Let's Play and probably rewatch it.
For background, this version of Link grew up in the Kokiri Forest, where the elves live. He mistakenly believes that he is one of them before learning that he is not. And he, at the start of the game...
I thought those were his people. Oh, wait, no, because they're like, oh, no, you're not one of these people. Go to the tree and find out.
At the start of the game, he gets bullied for not having a fairy, and his fairy comes to him
and then he gets that fucking annoying dot, right?
We're just gonna keep moving. I'm gonna hit next. So, or down, I guess? Yeah. So this is...
This is regular Link.
Yes, this is
also
Link.
Seen on Smash. I have attempted to play this man on Smash. I have not played him in years because why would I? Roy is right there. He's just the same dude.
He is the same dude.
He's just taller.
Interestingly, he is the same dude 7 years in the future. He ends up being sealed away after opening the door to the Sacred Realm. And he pulls the Master Sword out of the pedestal of time. And because
he pulls the what out of the what?
The Master Sword, the weapon in his hand. It's a special weapon that is designed to defeat evil. However, he is not worthy of it as a child, so he gets sealed away for 7 years, put into basically sleep.
They put him on timeout
for 7 years
because he's not worthy. Yep. What is this, Thor?
Pretty much.
It's the first Thor movie.
Pretty much. So
does he tell somebody, there's a lot of wonders in the world and we call it magic and you call it science? Does he do that?
No, he doesn't talk. Link doesn't talk.
Oh, he doesn't. Ha!
Exactly. So he gets sailed away for 7 years until he's ready to defeat evil. Shall we continue?
Okay. That's quick. This is... I did say this was 2 Zeldas. Is this the first of 2 Zeldas?
Yes, this is
Baby Zelda.
Is Baby Zelda.
All right, so Baby Zelda, honestly, she looks like she's about to go and have a really nice time at church camp.
Okay.
That's what she looks like. She looks like she's about to go have a wonderful time at church camp, and she's gonna get to do a lot of macrame and make some friendship bracelets with Link and whoever that is. And well, I don't know about that. That's not. No. Okay, I shouldn't be moving the pictures around too much. This is Baby Zelda.
This is Baby Zelda.
Baby Zelda. Baby Zelda looks like she's ready to babysit someone's kids. That's what she looks like. I would trust this child. I would trust this child if she lived in my neighborhood to babysit my kids.
So, how much plot summary do you want?
I know absolutely nothing.
So she
Like
kicks.
I thought this was a platformer, and I
No.
stopped after the tree.
So she kicks off the main plot after you go through the tree and do your quest there.
And this is Zelda.
Yeah.
So for those who are unaware,
this is
pink
the title
is
character.
Zelda. Green is Link.
Yes.
You call Link Zelda, you're gonna get killed on the internet.
Yeah, you're wrong. So Zelda kicks off the plot because Link gets tasked to visit her. She is prophetic and has been having dreams about him. And her father, the King of Hyrule, who you never see in the game, has entered an alliance with Ganondorf, who is somewhere on this list.
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
That guy.
You are correct.
Okay.
Zelda does not trust Ganondorf because he is a shady, mysterious man from the desert.
Wait. She doesn't trust him just because he's a mysterious man from the desert?
Also,
I smell racism.
He also has a very clearly sinister aura, like...
Oh, like Jafar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Jasmine's like, hey, Dad,
That's
I don't want to marry this dude, and the Sultan's like, nonsense!
Without getting too far ahead of it, that's basically what Ganondorf is. He's the advisor. So he is the Jafar character in this scenario.
You're telling me that the what is often called the greatest game of all time is just Zelda and Nintendo copying Aladdin's homework.
I mean, I would argue that Link is a direct analogous to Peter Pan, so yeah.
But it's clearly Aladdin.
No, it's not.
Because he's like a tiny streetwise child.
It's Peter Pan.
Breaking things and causing chaos in his neighborhood, and he is destined to cross paths with a cute little princess who has trouble with her father's advisor. This is Aladdin.
It's Peter Pan, and I'll walk you through it later. It's been directly influenced by Peter Pan. Anyway, so Zelda tasks Link with collecting the 3 spiritual stones so that he can open the door of time.
Which is the ocarinas.
No,
the ocarinas, the triangles, the ocarinas.
No, that's the Triforce. That is what.
No, the ocarina is the instrument.
Yes, the ocarina is the instrument.
And the Triforce is the 3 triangles.
Yes. So Zelda wants Link to get that, so that they can stop Ganondorf.
Help me, Obi-Wan! You're my only hope.
She's basically the Princess Leia. You're absolutely right.
Wait! I have a question. Yes. Are they a ship?
Link and Zelda? Absolutely.
Oh, so they do love each other. So it's Luke and Leia without the incest.
Here's the interesting thing. So Zelda, like Link, there are multiple versions of Zelda. There are multitudes of Zeldas.
That explains it, because then if it's Legend of Zelda and Link is continually reincarnated, it means Zelda.
Yes.
But that means it's Ganondorf also continually reincarnated?
Gonna get to that.
Which means that why can't they just figure out their shit in one timeline and not reincarnate?
I'm gonna get to that.
Get your shit together. Go to therapy.
So Zelda, in her relationship to Link varies throughout the games. In some games, she's his childhood friend and they've known each other forever. In other games, like this one, they don't know each other before the game starts.
Is this the first one?
No. And the timeline is a whole other debate.
I've heard about that. It's like Pokemon levels of complicated.
This game is why the timeline exists, and it's very divisive among the fans. As an example, fans debated for years whether or not a timeline existed. Nintendo confirmed it, released a timeline, later corrected it, switching some of the games in order, and people are still pissed about it. It's like thing.
Nintendo's. Oh, okay.
So not only is it bad because of the fans, Nintendo fucked it up.
All right, so Nintendo messed it up. So it's not like Fire Emblem or Pixar or anything at all. Mm-hmm. This is way more divisive.
Oh, it's so much more divisive.
Because Nintendo weighed in and then they didn't do, and then they messed it up. Fire Emblem, they've never weighed in. I really want them to.
So the point is that Zelda tasks Link with.
And then Zelda grows up.
Yeah, Zelda grows up because she also.
Oh, she's so tiny. Hang on, let's Can we make her bigger?
We can try.
Oh God. Okay, we're gonna have to cut all of this shit out. Okay.
You fucking murdered her. Look what you did to my Zelda.
Oh no. There we go. Look at her. She's beautiful.
So this Zelda is 7 years later. So do you want to know what happens in between?
7 years later? This seems like some fairy tale shit.
Do you want to know what happens in between?
She goes to college and has a lovely time in college. She joins a sorority.
So the point was Zelda tasked Link with getting the stones to open the door of time. Behind the door of time is the Triforce, the 3 golden triangles. Whoever gets the Triforce has their wish granted. Link opens the door. But
at the tree.
No, this isn't the tree. This is after the
What
tree.
the hell did I do at the tree?
To get the first stone to open the door. There's 3.
There was a stone?
Yes. Anyway,
all right.
So Link gets the 3 stones, opens the door. Link gets the sword, but isn't worthy. So Ganondorf gets the Triforce.
The whole thing.
He makes his wish to conquer Hyrule.
Oh.
Shit goes down.
Nintendo went really hard on this game.
Nintendo went hard. So Zelda, 7 years have passed, and Zelda has been up to some shit, which I'm not going to get into, because you'll find out. And it later finds out that Zelda is one of the 7 sages.
She's a princess of heart. Is that what you're telling me?
Basically.
She's a princess of heart, only there aren't any other princesses of heart. Where's Kairi?
She's the equivalent of the Princess of Heart, but this came out first.
Yo, this is kind of an aside, like this kind of like a kind of a sidebar thing. What if Nintendo made a Kingdom Hearts where like
they already did? It's called Smash Brothers. Everyone's in it.
Everyone is here. Okay, you know what? That's fair. I didn't think we lived in a world where Kingdom Hearts was the equivalent of Smash Brothers, but here we are.
I don't know if you're familiar with Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but they basically made a story mode. So there's a whole story involving all these characters meeting and fighting and fucking shit up.
I think I played a little.
But it's only in Brawl, so.
Okay, I gotta say though, I haven't commented on the art just yet.
Yeah.
But she's wearing Triforce earrings.
Yes.
And I'm trying to think. Do you think, as someone who is currently wedding planning, you are a bridesman?
Yes.
In the wedding
Thank you.
the wedding party.
I'm very excited for you.
So, but like, you're hanging out with us, so like the bridesmaids. As a thing, how many crazy Nintendo fans do you think styled themselves exactly like this?
Christine, I've seen Zelda weddings where the bride dressed as Zelda, the main groom dressed as Link, and then the groomsmen dressed as alternate colors of Link, like you've seen in Smash Brothers.
So like they did Ocarina Link in Zelda, and then everybody else was like,
yeah, there's red Link, blue Link.
Wait!
Link.
There's red, blue, like.
There are different colored Links.
Are you
That's a
talking
different game.
You're talking like Links are like Yoshis, where they come in different colors?
That's a different game, but yes.
Oh my god! I just realized I don't know a thing about Mario either.
We can do that next. But yes, there's a game where Link splits into 4, and each one's a different color. But that's not this game, so we're not touching that.
God, my history with Nintendo, aside from Fire Emblem, is almost non-existent.
Anyway, point is, she's the leader of the sages. Her job is to defeat evil.
Okay.
And she's the embodiment of wisdom, the way Link is courage. That's all you need to know.
And I guess this is power.
This is power.
This is Ganondorf.
This is Ganondorf. Ganondorf is arguably the most fascinating character in the entire franchise.
Why? He's Jafar.
No, in this game. Ganondorf is special because he's the only one that isn't a reincarnation. Almost every time you see him, it's the exact same character.
Why? Why is he immortal?
Because he doesn't get reincarnated.
But why is he immortal?
Either he doesn't get killed because of the power of the Triforce, or he does get killed and gets brought back to life.
Maybe he's traveling back and forth in time, where every single Ganondorf is the Ocarina of Time Ganondorf, and whenever I didn't finish Loki, but I know Noki. Did you not see?
I've never watched Loki yet. Maybe do a spoiler warning. Maybe flash a spoiler banner right now.
But no, you haven't seen it. I gotta figure out something else. Okay, so without spoiling anything from Loki, like, so basically whenever no, maybe not Monica Magica.
Yes.
All right, so you remember Hamura, where she's just like, oh my god, my lesbian girlfriend, she keeps sacrificing herself to the anime gods.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, we gotta reset time. So basically, this is not an immortal Ganondorf. This is just the Ocarina of Time Ganondorf.
Yes.
Where he's just, oh man, Link and Zelda came to fucking like push my shit back into my asshole. Let me go and turn to time back so I can go and jump into a different part of the time stream.
So,
oh no, there's another Link and Zelda here. Oh no, they pushed my shit in. Oh no, I'm constipated.
So You're like wrong, but you've got the right idea. So I mentioned the timeline earlier. So at the end of Skyward Sword, spoilers, Link fights a deity named Demise who curses Link and
Demise?
Zelda. Demise.
God, that's edgy.
So he curses Link and Zelda, poisons their bloodline, and states that they will always be hunted by a being he creates. That being is Ganondorf.
So Link creates Ganondorf.
Indirectly, yeah.
So it's like how every superhero
like Batman
creates
Joker, yeah.
Like
Exactly.
how every superhero creates every superhero.
So Ganondorf, this is actually his first appearance in the timeline. This is like the 5th game. This is the first time he shows up chronologically.
Who are they? Who are Link and Zelda fighting in the other 4 games?
Vati the Wind Wizard.
Fuck it. We're not. I'm not dealing with that right now. Oh, this is so much more complicated than I thought it would.
So anyway, this Ganondorf, this is his first canonical appearance in the timeline. He wants to take over Hyrule, because he envies Hyrule for its beautiful kingdom and the Hyrule King for his power. He is a man from the desert. In the desert, his people are known as the Gerudo.
The Gerudo.
The Gerudo. They are all dark-skinned like him. They are a race led entirely by women. They're known for being thieves, and once every 100 years, a male is born, and that male is the leader of the tribe. Ganondorf happens...
What?
Yep.
You're telling me it's a matriarchal society, and they wait 100 years for a man to come and lead them?
Yep.
Oh my God! What a fucked up society.
Yep.
Just send the boy to boarding school and go and...
So,
Ganondorf yourself. Jesus.
Ganondorf stages a coup.
Where do they get all these women? Where do they get all, like, that means that generations will be born and live and die without any men.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like a lizard situation where the women will eventually, like, their genitalia will change? Okay.
But what they do is they usually court men from out of town and have kids with them.
So that means there is no such thing as a pure Gerudo.
Technically, no. From genetics-wise, no. But anyway, so Ganondorf is the leader of the Gerudo. He is the Desert King. He lusts for power. He wants to take over Hyrule. And depending on how you read the timeline, he either succeeds, he either fails, or Link stops him before he even starts. So this game goes into 3 different timelines.
And we don't know which one is the actual timeline?
No, because each game links to a different timeline. Then
why
This
why
is why the
are we
timeline's a
playing
huge
it?
fucking thing.
Then why are we playing the game? We don't know which is the real timeline.
Because this game was made before the timeline was
This
a
isn't
thing.
like Three Houses, where, like, it's not like Three Houses or Fates. Well, Fates had
No, because all the routes are canon. Because different games follow different routes. So for instance...
Yeah, Fates, I think only Revelation is canon.
So for instance...
Is Fates... Was only Revelation canon?
I have to double check the timeline, but my favorite is the Link succeeds timeline. Link and Zelda stop Ganondorf before he even starts his plan, and Ganondorf gets banished and sent away. When Ganondorf returns, Link isn't around to stop him. Ganondorf nearly succeeds in taking over, and Hyrule is flooded. That leads to Wind Waker, which is my favorite game in the series, because when we meet Ganondorf again, he is old, and he is tired, and he is sick of Link and Zelda fucking up his shit. And it's fantastic.
Okay.
And this is why Ganondorf is my favorite, like, villain ever, because his characterization depends entirely on which game you're playing. Because different things have happened to him. So that's how he views each Link and Zelda.
Alright.
It's
I will say, Joey, when you told me that you wanted to do this, it did not occur to me that there were multiple. Like I knew that I knew there was something called, like, the Zelda timeline, but I didn't
there
really.
Are 3 branches.
I didn't really think about it because I was thinking at it more of like a Fire Emblem Pokemon thing where there's like little pocket dimensions and whatnot.
No.
This is, we don't know what's canon. We're gonna throw shit at the wall, and now my head hurts.
Basically.
Moving on.
Ganondorf.
What is that? That looks like something. Oh, okay, so there was like a Facebook Messenger game that I was really into for a really long time. I think it was called Everwing. It was called Everwing, and you had to go and use your little stupid fairies to do. It was kind of like a runner game, and you had to shoot a bunch of stuff. This looks like an enemy from Everwing, the Facebook Messenger game. Also,
Okay.
shout out to Everwing. That was an entertaining game.
So this is not Everwing. This is Navi. Navi.
I do remember this thing. This thing was annoying, and it kept telling me all the stuff that I wanted to do I was not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
I was trying to go to different parts of the map, and it was like, "Fuck you, go to the tree." And I'm like, "But I don't want to go to the tree. The tree is hard." And then they were like, and the thing was like, "No, die mad." And then so I went and I went through the tree, and I needed help to get through the puzzles to get to the end of the tree. But I do believe I beat the very end of the tree by myself.
Good.
I was very happy.
See?
But I do know Anthony had to help me with a good little bit, and the whole time he was like, "This is really not that hard," but it was really difficult.
So this is Navi. She is Link's companion fairy. She is.
But I thought he was getting Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because he didn't.
He was, and then he got Navi, and then he was accepted.
Then one foggy
So remember
Christmas
how I said Link was Peter
Navi
Pan?
came to say.
So remember how I said Link was based on Peter Pan? Meet Tinkerbell.
I thought Tinkerbell is Navi a bitch? Because I know Tinkerbell's kind of a
Navi's
bitch.
not a bitch. Navi is just more of like, she's supposed to help you, but because she's annoying, people don't like her. I think she's fine.
I mean, like, I'm sure she's perfectly serviceable, but
yeah,
I know,
she is perfectly
but like
serviceable.
on a scale of, I'm trying to think who's like a not annoying, because on like the bitchiness factor.
Oh, she's not a bitch at all.
Okay, because you remember, like Bravely Default. Bravely Default is a Nintendo series that I'm really passionate about. I love that series. But Aerie, like Aerie, she's a bitch.
She's basically the Aerie, but Aerie is not, like, Navi is nice. There's no evil intentions. There's no sinister motives. Navi is just genuinely there to help you.
Oh, boring. Okay.
She is very boring. So the thing about Navi is, at the end of the game, Link goes off. She ends up leaving Link, and Link goes off to find her, and that kicks off the plot to Majora's Mask, which is the direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. So when you're playing
Majora's Mask is that thing that you bought for like $125 when we went to the game.
Of the mask.
When we went to the game store for your
so
birthday.
that Link is the exact same Link from Ocarina of Time. That's a direct continuation.
Oh, my head hurts.
But that Link leaving is what sets into motion, I think, Twilight Princess. So
what? Okay. Okay, like I bring it back to Fire Emblem a lot, but like Fire Emblem doesn't hurt my head. Because Fire Emblem doesn't hurt my head like this. I mean, the only direct sequel I can think of is
Radiant Dawn, right?
It goes Path of Radiance into Radiant Dawn, and I haven't played most of the Fire Emblem games. Most of what I know has been gathered from like reading and Fire Emblem Heroes. I just really love Fire Emblem. Genealogy also has Thracia 776, which is like a side quel. Mm-hmm. There's like prequels and sequels. What's like a side quel? Like a companion?
So that would be like
kind of a
one
companion
of the
piece.
Final Fantasy games, because I think they've got like 8 Final Fantasy 7 games now, because they keep announcing shit.
I know,
for
but it's like a side because Thracia 776 it's its own thing, but it takes place alongside Genealogy.
Right.
Okay, well, are we done with Navi?
Yeah.
Well, Navi, it was nice to meet you. It was nice to see you again after like 5 years of you annoying the shit out of me. Goodbye. The tree! The tree is a character?
Mm-hmm. The tree is a character.
I thought the tree is a main character?
It kicks off the story, so yeah. So he
looks, honestly... The tree, I'm looking at the tree, he's making me yawn. I'm not even tired.
I mean, we can skip to another slide.
No, I mean, like, you're fine. Let's talk about the tree.
So, this is the great Deku tree.
I am...
He, like Link and Zelda, show up in a bunch of different games, and it's always a different character. He's the guardian spirit of the forest.
Nobody cares for the woods anymore.
Okay. I don't know what that was, but... So,
I'm no tree. I am an ent.
Oh, okay. Lord of the Rings. So he is...
that's going to be a fun thing to do.
He is the guardian of the forest.
Yeah.
And he protects the Kokiri, who are... Which the people thought Link was.
Mm-hmm.
So they are children of the forest who never age. Again,
Where are the Entwives?
I don't
Because
know.
like that's a man tree. In order to make other little baby trees, you need female trees.
Mm-hmm.
Are the female trees just hanging out in other forests, or is this just the last of the great sentient tree guys?
The good news about the Deku tree is he always gets reincarnated in a sense. So Link is tasked him with going in and getting the stone,
Which is what he seems to be doing.
Yep. But it's basically a fool's errand because he was cursed by Ganondorf, and after Link gets the stone, the great Deku tree dies. Just straight up dies.
Oh, did I in level 1? Did he die?
Yeah, at the very end when he turns all gray, yeah, he's dead.
He died? I don't remember him dying. I thought I just like.
Nope.
I think I was just sort of happy to be done, and then I told Anthony I'm done with this. I'm not playing it anymore.
He tells you to find Zelda because he knows that Link is connected to Zelda, and he dies. However, he is reincarnated in a sense, and as an adult, Link meets the great Deku Sprout, who I don't have a photo of. It's basically the baby version of him. So another Deku tree will come to guard the forest.
So like Quick Beam from the books,
I don't know what
the
that
Lord
is.
of the Rings. Okay, so Treebeard he's kind of the leader of the Ents because he's one of the oldest. But then Merry and Pippin, when Treebeard is out like spearheading the whole Siege of Isengard thing.
Mm-hmm.
Merry and Pippin, they just start shooting the shit with this like younger Ent. His name was Quickbeam, and he was a really chill dude. The Ents were pretty chill, but it was like beach, oak, welcome to the Entmoot. And then Link is just like, hey, we've been sitting here for a little bit. Are we gonna go and find the Triforce or whatever? And then the big Deku tree is like, find it. We have only just finished saying good morning.
Okay, well, yeah. The point is, Link meets the great Deku Sprout as an adult. The great Deku Sprout is like, hey, you're grown up. You're not a Kokiri. You're not a child of the forest. You're what's known as a Hylian. What Zelda is, an elf person.
Well, he's got the pointy ears.
Right, so he is a Hylian. And that's basically what the great big... He gives Link the stone. That's like the important thing he does.
Alright, so are we done with the Deku tree?
Yes.
Okay. This is Daisy. This is just Daisy.
No.
It's Elf Daisy. It's Elf Daisy trying to be like this is just a less cool Peach. What the fuck am I looking at? I've never like this one isn't in Smash.
No,
Could she be in Smash?
No, probably not. I don't see her getting a moveset anyway. So she is Malon. She is the daughter of Talon.
Hi, Malon. It's nice to meet you.
She basically helps her father run Lon Lon Ranch.
Who's her father?
I don't have a photo of him because he's not as important as she is. She has a crush on Link, and she teaches him.
Ooh, she does. There's a love triangle.
Yeah.
So is she the Betty or the Veronica?
Ooh, she's neither because there's another character who is involved in the love triangle.
That's not a love triangle.
She's like a side character involved in the love triangle.
That's not a love triangle. That's a love dodecahedron.
So the point is, she meets Link as a kid. She introduces him to her horse, and teaches you the song to tame the horse. Well, you meet her again as an adult.
Is it the horse? Is it the horse that? Cause I remember I looked through this and I was like, "That's just a horse."
Yeah, it's that horse, and that horse is.
Can I go ahead a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, it's this
that horse.
Yes. So, yeah, basically she owns the horse. You help her save her ranch as an adult when it gets taken over by some of Ganondorf's men, and she gives you the horse as a reward.
Well, Albie, thank you for helping me save my farm.
Pretty much.
Raise this barn.
She's not Applejack.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, moving on, because that's basically...
This was Elfie Littlefinger that I mentioned earlier. So, Elfie Littlefinger, I'm going to take a guess here because I've never seen this character before. Is that Mario back there?
That is a Mario mask.
It's Mario.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so Elfie Littlefinger decides that he is the one who fucks up the last character's farm. He just goes and he's just constantly conning people, and then and he's just like, chaos is a ladder. I'm gonna go and fuck up all of Hyrule with my business dealings. Here, have some masks, because that's what I, Elfie Littlefinger, like to teach people how to do. And then he is a bad guy. He's definitely a bad guy, and he gets killed by Link because Link does not appreciate his con artist ways, and he doesn't want Zelda to have to deal with his con artist ways. So he gets into a boss fight with him, and it involves some kind of subterfuge or puzzle thing instead of fighting. And then Elfie Littlefinger dies, and then Link moves on and, I don't know, cooks something. Isn't that what they do in Breath of the Wild? They cook?
You're off. You're very off. You were sort of going on the right track there in the very beginning.
So he's like a manipulative little asshole, isn't he?
He's morally questionable at best. So this is the Happy Mask Salesman. He runs the Happy Mask shop, which is a side quest in Ocarina of Time.
Well, with the Happy Mask, so I guess at some point Majora's Mask comes in.
This is the only reason why I added him to the list.
Because he doesn't seem very important
in Ocarina of Time. He is a major character in Majora's Mask, and I would be remiss if I did not mention him because he's in this game. So he just runs the side quest in Ocarina of Time. He's not super important, but he does have Majora's Mask. So remember how in your long-winded explanation, how you mentioned how his masks fuck shit up? Majora's Mask does that. He ends up losing Majora's Mask to the Skull Kid in Majora's Mask, and Link is tasked with getting it back.
And so this is a Mario, and then this is... Are these other references?
Well, that first one is the Stone Mask, which you get in Ocarina of Time, and I have no idea what the other two are, so...
Okay.
But yeah, so he's a fun side character. I just included him because I would be remiss if I did not mention him.
Okay.
I did not include the Skull Kid, and that was my mistake.
Alright, so this is...
So this is just the head.
Hi there! Face here!
So this is just the head. It doesn't have the rest of the body, and that was my mistake. That's a giant fish. A giant whale.
A what?
A giant whale. Remember how I said Peter... Oh, no, that's Pinocchio. Never mind. But, yeah. It's a giant whale. His name is...
Is he important?
Yes.
Is he important enough to have a body?
Yes. I don't know why they just showed the head. So he is Lord Jabu Jabu.
He's Lord what?
Lord Jabu Jabu.
I don't understand it because like this game seems like, oh, we're going to craft a glorious multiverse where the same characters reincarnate and go immortal and constantly have battle with each other, and they have deep complex relationships, and that people are still debating for years and years and years. And on the other hand, Lord Jabu fucking Jabu.
What?
Can I have some more soda?
Oh, yeah.
And it's cool because you actually gave me a Zelda cup.
Yeah.
And you're wearing a Zelda shirt.
This has a character on it that you'll see. So, Lord Jabu Jabu is the guardian deity, the same way the tree is the guardian deity. He's the guardian deity of the Zora people, who you will see later. He gets involved in the quest because Ganondorf curses him with a parasitic jellyfish.
Oh, it's like how the corporation in Final Fantasy VII is fucking up everybody's lives.
Yeah,
so
Ganondorf is fucking up everyone's life.
He's the so then Link just sort of comes together and creates the Zelda version of Avalanche.
Yeah. No, this isn't like an RPG. This is just Link. Link is on his own for most of this. Anyway, so Ganondorf curses Jabu Jabu with a jellyfish parasite, and Link has to go inside the whale and defeat the jellyfish in the game's third dungeon. Unlike the Deku tree, Jabu Jabu survives, but then mysteriously disappears 7 years later when Ganondorf decides to freeze over Zora's domain.
Alright, is that all? Okay, we're moving on?
Yep.
It's nice to meet you, head of the whale. This is just a horse.
This is Link's horse. This is Epona. Give her some respect. We love Epona.
It's just a horse.
No, we love Epona.
It's just a horse. Is this a main character?
We love her. Point is, she is the horse that Malon owns. Link befriends Malon. Malon gives Link the horse after Link saves her ranch from being
And
taken
then the horse
over.
is just there.
Yeah, but he's Link's steed, and you have to mention him because Epona is wonderful, and we love her. And I think she's based off a Norse character. Epona's a Norse name, I think. I think it's a goddess of horses. So fuck you, mythology.
Alright.
Okay,
So this is an owl.
everyone hates this fucking
This
owl.
is an owl, but he's really swole. So he just he has this is an owl, but he has a really, really strict bulking kind of regimen. He's constantly talking about like
he's constantly talking.
like the protein level that he's taking in. He's
not a dude, bro.
He's constantly talking about like the kind of hours he puts in at the gym. His wings. He's fucking ripped. Look at his pecs.
This is not a dude, bro owl, but he does constantly
on a
talk.
scale of like I'm trying to think who's like a really dude bro-y bird.
He's not a dude, bro. He's not a dude, bro. He is Mr.
Is he like Winnie the Pooh's owl, where he's just talking and talking and talking and doesn't really know anything?
He is Mr.
Why do they keep doing that to owls?
He is Mr. Exposition. He gives Link long-winded explanations as to
is he like Jiminy Cricket in Kingdom Hearts, where it's
kind of
he's the journal?
Well, he's not a journal, but he basically is like whenever you enter a new area, he'll like give you a little bit of background about the area, and he'll generally guide you in the right direction.
But why are we shitting on him? He's helpful.
He is helpful, but he never stops talking. And then he asks you if you want to repeat it, and your cursor is stuck on yes. So if you're tapping A, he ends up repeating the whole goddamn speech. So fucking everyone hates the goddamn owl.
Oh, so he's basically the equivalent of sometimes when you accidentally heal your Pokemon twice in the Pokemon Center because you were just like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
But he does provide useful info.
Is he a main character?
We'll get into that.
All right. This is the Keebler Elf.
Yeah. So remember I mentioned the Kokiri, the Eternal Children?
Is this the other part of the love triangle?
No. She's one of them, though. She's one of the Eternal Children. Her name is...
She looks like the girl from Game of Thrones who gets eaten by the White Walkers.
Jesus.
Spoiler alert, when Hodor holds the door and makes me cry.
Oh. No. So this is Saria. She's Link's childhood best friend. She...
Oh! Is this the one
that wakes you up? Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the one that wakes you up in the very beginning. Yeah. So...
Oh, she's in the love triangle.
She's not in love. Well, yeah, she's just one of them.
So you're telling me this is a harem anime?
Uh-huh.
God, this game is trying to be so many things at once.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But the love triangle, like, it's barely there. It's just implied she has a crush on Link. They never go anywhere with it. And then because Link grows older and she doesn't.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, like, she knows, like, it's not a thing. So, she is special because everyone in the town loves her. Link has a rivalry with one of the other kids, Mido, because Mido is in love with her. But she fancies Link. She gives Link his first ocarina before he gets the titular Ocarina of Time. She also has her own theme music.
They all have their own theme
No,
music.
but like she has her own song. Like it's called Saria's Song. She teaches it to you and everything.
Okay.
And she is one of the 7 sages when Link goes back as an adult.
So with Zelda.
With Zelda, she's one of them.
So
Yeah.
she's one of the 7 princesses of Heart.
Yep. She is the sage.
Where are the 13 pieces of darkness?
I hate you. She's one of the 7 sages.
I guess it's just Ganondorf. It's just the different parts of his body where it's his hand. It's because he's doing the Xehanort thing where he's constantly coming back and coming back and coming back.
But I mean, yes, but no, because
he's traveling through time, fucking things up for everyone.
But he's
young
going
version,
through,
old version.
But he's not traveling
character development. He's Xehanort.
But he's not traveling through the time the way Link does because Link is able to go back and forwards. Ganondorf isn't. Ganondorf is on a linear track.
So Link is Xehanort.
In this game, yeah.
All right. Oh, my head hurts. My head hurts, and I was a Lost fan.
Yeah, so point is, she's the guardian sage of the forest, and Link's childhood best friend.
All right.
And she helps Zelda.
Cool. This is an orc.
No.
I stand by that. This is an orc. He's a bad guy, certainly.
No, he's not.
He's not a bad guy?
Nope. His name is Darunia. He's the tribal leader of the Gorons. They all kind of look like him. They just don't have the awesome beard. They are a rock-dwelling people who live on Death Mountain. They eat rocks. They're partially made of rocks.
So they're cannibals.
They don't eat sentient rocks, though. It's kind of like eating meat and how we're made of meat.
Okay.
It's not quite the same thing.
No, but he's a rock and they're a rock. That's kind of like, oh, I'm not a cannibal because I eat human meat off the bone.
No, it's like... It's kind of like humans and pork, how we have like 88% of the same DNA, but... Or whatever. We're closely related to pork, but we're not pork.
Alright, moving on.
Moving on. He is the leader of the Gorons. Link ends up befriending him after Link helps their tribe when Ganondorf steals off their cavern where they get all their food. Ganondorf steals it with a rock. Link goes inside, defeats the lizard inhabiting the cave. He gives Link the Fire Stone, the spiritual stone of fire, the Goron Ruby, and then he's later revealed, years later, to be one of the 7 sages. He's the Sage of Fire.
So he is also a princess of... Okay, alright.
We're going to be meeting those. There's 7 of them.
I'm so tired.
We met 3.
This is the water princess of heart.
Yes, honestly, yes.
Look at tiny she is.
So this is the Zoras. Remember I mentioned the guardian fish? Jabu Jabu?
This is his daughter.
No, but this is what he's protecting. He protects these people. They're the Zora. They're like all amphibious. They're fish people. They live
She's not wearing any clothes.
They don't. Later remakes gave them like fishy outfits that kind of look like clothes. But in the original,
like the 3DS game?
Yeah.
So if I had gotten this far,
she would have been wearing clothes. It's still fishy, but it looks like clothes.
Oh, okay. And then the next one
is adult version of her. So
she's cute.
She is the other half of the love triangle. Because when Link first meets her, she's been swallowed up by the whale. And Link agrees to get her out if... she only agrees to leave if Link agrees to marry her.
Oh no, I'll let this whale digest me unless you marry me. And imagine Link had just been like, alright, bye. And she'd be like, no.
So remember how I mentioned the 3 stones that he needs to open the door? She has the water stone. She'll only give it to him if she agrees to get married. If he agrees to get married. He accepts because he needs the water stone. Then he meets her as an adult in the water temple because Ganondorf has frozen over the lake.
Okay,
frozen
so
over.
This version of the character
is the baby version.
And it says, Link, you gotta marry me.
Yes.
And now Link's gotta come and pay up.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. She's the Veronica to Zelda's Betty. Ganondorf freezes over the Zora domain, so it's all ice, and all the Zoras are trapped underneath. She gets freed from the ice by Sheik, another character we're going to meet. And
Sheik is the Smash Girl. But wait, but Sheik is, up until, like, a certain point, Sheik and Zelda were the same character, and they were flippy. You got to flip them, which means Sheik is Zelda.
We'll get to that. That's a whole other thing.
But is Sheik Zelda from, like, the future?
We'll get to that. That's a whole other thing.
Ugh.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Point is, she's the water sage. She's the princess of the Zora. You got it right. She's the water princess of heart. Link helps her. She becomes a sage. She helps with trapping Ganondorf. We can move on.
Moving on. This is the fighting Pokemon Princess of Heart. No. Okay, so if this is water, and this is rock, and this is grass, and... Okay. Then this is fighting.
No.
And she's weak to Psychic Princess of Heart. And she's strong against the Dark Princess of Heart, who is probably Ganondorf.
Got the typing wrong, but right idea. She's the Shadow Sage. Her name.
Oh, so she's weak to the Fighting Princess of Heart and strong against the Psychic Princess of Heart, who's probably Zelda.
Her name is Impa. Like Link and Zelda.
Oh, I've heard that name before.
Yeah, like Link and Zelda, there are several Impas throughout the games. This version originally starts when Link meets her as Zelda's nursemaid. And when Ganondorf attacks the castle, she and Zelda haul ass and get the fuck out of there. Impa is the one who takes care of Zelda in the 7-year gap, keeps her alive, and trains her. Impa is what's known as a Sheikah. They are kind of like the Dai Li of the Zelda universe. They are the Hyrulean secret police. They are shadow ninjas, and they serve the royal family, and they do all their work in the shadows. That's why she's the Shadow Sage.
Okay.
She becomes a sage because her village, Kakariko Village, Ganondorf releases a demon on the village, and Impa has to go seal it up, and then sealing it up, she becomes the sage.
I gotta say, like, this costume is actually pretty damn practical.
Yeah. She's
Like,
wonderful. She's a badass warrior, and you never actually see her fight in the games or anything. But it's implied she kicks ass.
Okay.
And when you can play as Impa in other Zelda games, like Hyrule Warriors, Impa kicks ass.
Okay.
Impa's great. We love her.
Okay. This is the Psychic Princess of Heart.
No.
This is the Fairy type Princess of Heart.
No.
She is strong against the Dragon Princess of Heart, and she is weak to the Fighting Princess of Heart and the Poison Princess of Heart.
So, this is Naboru. You remember I mentioned the Gerudo, the people that serve Ganondorf?
Oh, this is his wife.
No.
This is his sister.
No.
This is his daughter.
She's not directly related to him. She's actually second in command. However, she does not like Ganondorf and wants to defect the Gerudo against him. She is actively working against Ganondorf.
Oh, we like her already.
We love her. She is a badass.
Okay.
She hates Ganondorf because he's giving a bad name to all Gerudo and wants to take him down. So Link meets her as a child, and she's in front of the Spirit Temple, and she wants to get the treasure within to help defeat Ganondorf. Link agrees to get it for her because it's a crawl space and only he can fit. Unfortunately, by the time he gets it back to her, she's kidnapped, and she spends 7 years brainwashed as a servant of Ganondorf.
Oh.
Link is able to free the brainwashing and awaken her sagely duties, where she helps Zelda.
Okay.
So we've met 5 of the 6 stages now,
Okay.
plus Zelda. This is
This
the
is-
last one.
This
This is the last stage.
is the okay. So this is the Princess of Heart. This is the I want to say the ground type Princess of Heart.
This is the light sage. His name is Rauru. Link never meets him as a child. However, remember the owl? Remember how I said I'd get
That's
to
his
him?
buddy. The owl's his buddy.
No, the owl was him. He took control of the owl and is communicating to Link and guiding him before Link meets him as an adult. Link meets him as an adult in the temple technically in the Temple of the Sages, which is in the Sacred Realm. And basically he's sort of mission control for adult Link. He like directs you where to go, and he guards the Light Temple even though we never really see it. He just gives you the medallion and is like, go on your way, and kicks off the adult section of the game.
Okay. And he's got a Triforce thing. Like
Yeah,
right here. Okay.
he's one of the Light Sages, so
Okay.
he's the Light Sage.
This is Sheik.
This is Sheik.
So if Link likes to play the ocarina, then Sheik likes to play the harp.
Mhm.
So this is when Hannah Montana is Hannah Montana.
Excuse me. That is the most accurate comparison I have ever heard.
So Hannah Montana. So Zelda just wants the best of both. I never saw Hannah Montana either. There's a lot I haven't seen, but I never saw Hannah Montana. But I know she sings a song about being the best of both
Yes,
worlds.
this
is her Hannah Montana
Yes, this
thing.
is-
So when Link goes and starts his band, and he's like becoming Ed Sheeran
I
and playing
hate
the
you.
ocarina, and like when your legs don't work like they used to before, and then
hate
she's just like, tell me I will loving you till we're 70.
So you're right, but I hate the comparison and it doesn't work. But anyway, so this is
You're right, but it doesn't work.
so
You're
this
right, but
is-
you're wrong.
This is Zelda's alter ego, Sheik. So when Ganondorf opened the door of time, he got the Triforce of Power. Zelda got the Triforce of Wisdom, and Link got the Triforce of Courage. So Ganondorf is hunting Link and Zelda down. That's what he's doing in the 7 years. He's looking for them. He's actively coming for them. Link is sealed away in the Sacred Realm until he becomes an adult. And Zelda has to hide. So Impa...
And the input teaches her how to fight,
Yep.
and this is her fighting persona.
Yep.
So this is her tiger millionaire persona. This
Yep,
was
you're exactly right. A plus comparison.
Yay!
That is Sheik. So Sheik meets Link as an adult. She guides him along, directs him where to go, and then once he has all the sages, reveals herself to be Zelda, and kicks off the ending of the game.
Okay.
So this,
I'm at a loss. This is Ganondorf's D&D persona.
kind of, yeah.
This is what Ganondorf.
That's not the worst comparison.
He's like the Death Knight. Remember Three Houses? Oh, you didn't play the Black Eagles route.
No, but I remember the Death Knight.
Because you only played Blue Lions.
I remember the Death Knight. Yeah, he is Death Knight Ganondorf. He is what's known as Phantom Ganondorf.
This is like when he's wanting to like flex on the battlefield, but really he's just a dude with a lot of issues.
Yeah. So Phantom Ganondorf guards the forest temple where Saria is captured, and you fight him as the first boss as an adult. He is significant because when you first meet him, you don't realize he's a phantom, so you think you're fighting Ganon, only for him to reveal he's just a puppet of Ganon. But he fights by traveling...
Your princess is in another castle now. Okay.
But he travels in and out of paintings, and have you ever played Super Mario 64? Super Mario 64 where Mario jumps into the paintings?
I didn't have a Nintendo 64.
Okay, well I
played like 2 levels.
The boss fight
was
inspired by that. That's all you need to know. He's just a boss. He has a tennis mechanic where he shoots energy balls at you, and you have to whack them back with your sword. It's called Playing Tennis with Ganondorf, and it's across several games. This is the Tennis with Ganondorf fight. It's a lot of fun. And that's all you need to know.
Oh, they should do like a Wii
He's
Sport.
a boss.
They should do Wii Sports with Zelda if there's tennis. This is Link's drow character. But only for 3.5. He doesn't like cantrips.
So this is Dark Link. Remember how I compared Link to Peter Pan?
Well, if Link is that why there's like a dark pit and like a dark Mario?
Well, that's a whole other thing, but yeah.
They always do dark versions of everybody.
Dark Link came first. Or though Dark Link came first.
What about Dark Pit? Like Dark Pit.
Dark Pit.
I don't know that much about Kid Icarus. Like I didn't play that
either. But Kid Icarus, Dark Pit didn't come out till like 2014 with Kid Icarus Uprising. So this Link technically came out in like 1990, 1988. He originally appears in Legend of Zelda 2. This version of Link appears in the Water Temple, and Link has to fight his own reflection, kind of like how Peter Pan has to pin down his own shadow. You see the comparisons here? You got the Eternal Kids, the fairies, the shadows. Link is Peter Pan. He's just a mini boss, and he tests the player on your sword fighting skills. He's one of the hardest bosses to beat because he has all your moves and will dodge them and do shit you can't do just because he's, the AI. He's a really cool fight. One of the best parts of the game, honestly.
Okay. So that now that I can actually see it, that is not Shoto Todoroki. That is 2 characters.
Yep.
That is a fire thing and an ice thing. And they sing the Hocus Pocus song.
You mean I put a spell on you?
Yes.
I mean, that's not entirely inaccurate, except they don't sing. So these are Kotake and Kumare. I believe I'm totally mispronouncing it. I apologize. They are 2 evil witches who raised Ganondorf. The reason why he's a sadistic motherfucker...
Oh, Macbeth, you're the king of
Basically.
You're the king of Scotland or whatever.
Basically,
And then like I guess the Lady Macbeth is just... There is no Lady Macbeth. It's just he's just like, yeah, I am the king of Scotland. Let's go kill some people. And then oh no, I'm going crazy. And then Link is like, oh no, man of woman born. I'm reincarnated, and my mother had a C-section.
Okay, so remember how I mentioned Naburu, the Gerudo girl, got mind controlled because of her. They're the ones that mind controlled the Gerudo girl. They made her be a slave and work as an iron knuckle for Ganondorf. They have fire and ice magic, obviously. You have to pit their magic against each other to beat them. Yeah. They also appear in several other games where they routinely try to revive Ganondorf. Most notably in the Oracle games, where they try to bring him back to life and fail. And, yeah. That's them. This is the Shoto Todoroki.
Okay.
And it's just part 2 of the fight. I just thought it looked cool, and I wanted to include her because.
All right, so it's this and then this.
It's like an evolved form. Yeah, they evolve.
She looks kind of like the pink lady.
Pink lady.
The pink lady, the lady who wears the pink with the nose.
The Great Fairy.
No, the Ganondorf's Starscream.
Oh, Naburu.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of similar in aesthetic.
All right.
And this is our last slide.
This is Dark Ganondorf.
This is
Dark Ganondorf as a little piggy.
So this is you're on the right track, but this is Ganon.
Ganondorf.
Okay, so this is Ganon.
This is his dad.
No, this is his monstrous form. So when he decides to give
up Hegemon Ganondorf.
No, this is when he decides. I don't know what that is. This is when Ganondorf decides to give up his humanity and use the power of the Triforce to become all-powerful. This is his monster form.
And then Link goes and beats him even though he's all-powerful?
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the end of the game, the sages seal him away in the Sacred Realm, where he ends up locked away until he's able to escape, and depending on which timeline you're in, it varies. And back to the timeline, there are 3 timelines, one in which Link fails, and Ganondorf succeeds, and Hyrule is fucked.
And then there's Link wins, Ganondorf loses.
There's one where Link wins and Ganondorf loses, and at the end of the game, Zelda sends Link back in time to before this entire thing started, because Link never got to be a kid. So Zelda sends him all the way back through time so he can live out his life like he's supposed to. That's timeline 2. Timeline 3 is Zelda doesn't send him back in time and they just continue as adults. And depending on which timeline you're playing, different games fall into place.
But which one is which one is the canon route?
They're all canon. Because different things happen in different games.
But they're not, because
the timelines have yet to reconnect.
What's the real timeline?
The timelines have yet to reconnect, but this was the first game worth the timeline divergence.
Okay, so you're telling me that at some point there's going to be another video where you're going to try to explain this timeline to me.
If that's what you would like to, sure.
I mean, my head already hurts. and keep in mind, like, Anthony was trying to get into like he got into some really deep stuff with the Genshin Impact thing, because that was like, what, 40 characters?
Yeah.
My head did not hurt nearly as much with that as it did with this. There's so much. There's a special witch final form lady. There's their little itty bitty old lady forms, and then there's Dark Link and Phantom Ganondorf and Demon Ganondorf, and there's Zelda's Hannah Montana form. Then there's this guy, and then there's Ganondorf's whatever. It's a lot. It's a lot. Look at this.
Yep, and that's Ocarina of Time.
Oh man. Okay. I gotta say, I now understand why. I understand why people connect with this game, in a way, because like there's a lot of different things happening, and I do think that this game must have been really ahead of its time.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like, I'm thinking, when did this game come out?
1997 or 1998.
I don't think there would have been a game that would have come out like this for Nintendo. This must have been Nintendo's like first foray into like really complex storytelling.
Oh, I'd argue that, yeah. Because before this, it was mostly Mario.
Like Mario's
or the Zelda games. And while the Zelda games definitely had a story, it was never like
this was probably the most ambitious thing Nintendo had done to date, and I don't think Nintendo would be what it is now. I'll
agree with that.
I don't even think we would have Fire Emblem in the way that Fire Emblem or Bravely Default or whatever in the same way if we didn't have Ocarina.
Oh, that's such a nice compliment.
So,
I mean, I don't know, maybe.
As someone who has never played Zelda, I'm thinking about like Fire Emblem and the way that different elements come back in different games, and the characters really had nothing to do with each other, except like in the later games where you can see like Awakening, you can see like earlier characters come back in like DLC or whatever, or you can see and you can kind of put together a timeline. I don't think there's going to be anything quite like Zelda in the sense of we're just going to go balls to the walls with different alternative timelines, and we don't give a fuck. Like, there's no learning curve here. Like, you have that. Oh my god, we're coming back to that Let's Play that it was called Achievement Hunter. It's called There Is No Learning Curve. And honestly, There Is No Learning Curve is probably the best way to describe Zelda, because they're not going to make it easy for you to understand their game. You have to be on the game is like get on our level. Get on our level, like. And like I understand what's going on now, but I think when I played this game, I wasn't necessarily prepared for what I was getting into, and because I wasn't prepared for what I was getting into, I don't want to say bored with it, but I got frustrated with it very easily because it was just like, but I want to like go exploring in the world. I don't want to go deal with this tree right now.
I mean,
and it's not open world in that sense. Maybe that's why Breath of the Wild is doing so well.
Yeah, well, that's
because it's probably has a complex story like this, but it also gives you the option to, if you don't want to go and fuck with the tree right now, you can go and
that's the thing.
Do something else.
So, originally for the original Zelda, the very first one, they don't explain anything. They give you a sword, they drop you in the world, and they say have fun. So Breath of the Wild, a lot of the Zelda games since Ocarina of Time have been very handholdy. So Nintendo was like, yeah, we can see the fans are getting sick of it. So we're just going to give you a sword and drop you in the wild. And that's why Breath of the Wild is doing so good.
And Ocarina of Time did so well before because it
was original at the time.
It didn't assume that the fans who were playing the game were dumb.
No, it definitely did. There's definitely some handholding. But Ocarina of Time gets special notice because it was the first time the series was in 3D. That was huge for its time. Like you won't be able to repeat that.
Did this game come before or after Final Fantasy VII?
Around the same year, actually.
So this must have been a banner year.
This was a good fucking year. They're either a year apart or it's like a year later. Like we're talking. I actually have the box right here.
All right. Well, we're not gonna be able to.
It came out in... Where's the date?
You still have the N64 game. Let me see. I'm going to hold this piece of history here.
There should be a date on it, but it's either 97 or 98. I'm trying to remember the title screen. But...
Yeah, I don't see it. Sorry, bro.
We'll find it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so that's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
That is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I hope you had fun.
I had a blast.
I certainly
had fun. I'm
so
sorry I talked your ear off.
It's not that you talked my ear off. I think this was a lot.
1998. 1998. 1998.
And I think I need a nap. I think I need a nap, and maybe. I don't think I would. I don't know if I kind of want to play this game again, but at the same time, I think it would be fun to watch like someone else play it, and so I can understand the story a little bit better.
I would probably start you on an easier Zelda, like my favorite, Wind Waker, just because it's not as complex as all of this.
Because I have played no Zelda games, absolutely no.
I would probably start you on Wind Waker because that's a good starter Zelda. That was my first Zelda. And I loved it, and it's my favorite. But I wanted to stick with this because it's
so iconic,
so important,
iconic, and whatever. All right. Well, anyway, this was a really interesting thing to do with you. I look forward to doing this again at some point. It'll be kind of fun to do. I kind of want to explain something to one of y'all though.
So let's do it.
Like what am I explaining? I'll figure that out at some point. You know, it'll be a fun one for you to explain to me. Undertale.
Oh, I could do that.
Because I made it to the crying ghost, and that was it.
That's level 1. Oh my god. Okay. So we're gonna play a game with you, and we're gonna get you past level 1.
Okay.
That's our new
All right. Cool. All right. So that's for the future. Well, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
I hope you guys had fun. We'll see you next time. Bye.